Welding with the 100 amp AC stick welder, part 4. Now, I know I said I was going to go on to thinner material and use the thinner rods, but before I do, I want to say something here about the heavier stuff, welding the heavier stuff yet again. And that is that I got a box of US Forge 6011 welding rods. And this machine can handle these rods, this small little 100 amp AC welder, and they're an amazing rod. I never used 6011s before. They're an amazing rod. They'll weld any old crap together, not just matter what rust is on it. And not only that, they have much better penetration than the 6013. The 6013 will give a lovely finish, and it's a lovely. It looks lovely, but I've never seen anything as strong. I've never welded anything as strong. Because I've only ever welded with 6013, the 6011 is an amazing rod. It burns like a Roman candle, and it's very hard to get a nice looking weld, but you won't get any flux into the weld. It doesn't have any of them problems, so it doesn't matter what your technique is, it doesn't matter how messy you are, it'll weld strong every time. And I'm just going to run a bit of a bead here. I'm going to stick to when I say it's for heavier material, I have a bit of material here, right? It's 5/16 thick, 8mm. Now, if you weld that with a 6013, it's all right. It's okay, provided it's not. If you're welding that a set of gates or something like that, and you want to get better penetration, you can put the root pass in with a 6011, and that's the way around that. And then you can go over it with a 6013. You can cut it in with an angle grinder a bit, weld in a 6011 if you need a really strong weld in there, and go over the top down with 6013. Now, as I say, it's an amazing rod. You know what I mean? If you're welding something with absolute rust on it, you will never get anywhere with the 6013. You have to have it absolutely clean to weld with it. This rod will weld any crap together at all. I've cut a channel in that. This is it. You see there now. Just with the angle grinder. Now, you can see there, and although the weld doesn't look too nice, it's just an unbelievably strong weld. Now, I'm going to go over that with a 6013, and you'll have no problems with capturing slag blowing out through the 6013. There's no problems with that. I'm just going to smooth that out a bit. Now, before I break that slag off, You'll see now in a minute, right? You can see there now. You'll see now in a minute. There's absolutely there'll be no trap slag in that. That'll be a good weld. Now take a look at that. You can imagine now with the 6011 underneath and the root pass and the 6013 over the top, how strong that would be in 8mm, 5/16 steel, or even heavier again. Not a problem. Now there's just one other thing. I think they're a fantastic rod, those 6011s, right? It just obviously I can't get them to look pretty, but they're a fantastic rod for a root pass, and great if you're using it with the obviously with the small welder. Brilliant, you know what I mean? Amazing rod altogether. In conjunction with the 6013 to make it tidy over the top, it's just a fantastic. You know, I tried to break a few of the welds. There's no comparison between 6013 and 6011. 6011 is a far stronger weld, and it's going to be great for as you see there, right, we're joining two pieces of material around 5/16, maybe even 10mm, right, both sides, in with a root pass, and over the top down with a 6013. Fantastic. You wouldn't expect to get that out of such a little welder, right? It'll only work now obviously with 3/32 rods. You won't be able to use 1/8 rods. Now, anything else? Let me think. Yes, I said earlier, right, I managed to push the rod. When I lit the rod, the 6011, I managed to push that rod completely through 8mm of steel, just like a drilled hole. And I'm going to do something else with it, right? I just thought that was amazing. I've never seen anything like that before. Once you get it properly lit, like a Roman candle, that's the hard. Get it lit. Once you get it lit, you'll do anything with it, and you can go over a sloppy weld, so you can actually tidy it up. You can't really do that with a 6013 without grinding it back off again. I'm just going to weld up some rusty bits of steel here, just to show you what else you can do with these 6011 rods. They've got deep penetration. They're just fantastic rods. The better you get at them, of course. I'm no good at them yet, right? I've burned down about 15 of them, of course, right? But I'm no good at them yet. But it doesn't really matter, because it doesn't matter as long as you're not worried about how the weld looks, because what I'm trying to say is that the penetration is in the weld is good all the time, as long as you put the rod right in there. It's a fantastic rod. Easily push the rod through that steel. Now I'm going to stick these rusty bits together as the last thing I'm going to do with these, just to show you what you can do with these 6011 rods. Okay, now it won't look great. Another thing about these rods, they're great for tacking up. Anyway, in here now, right? The base metal gets way hotter than 6014. Now, it doesn't look pretty, but there's no doubt that it's welded well. It's an amazing rod. I just had to show that. Now I'll go back and do more with the more of the heavy stuff later on with 6011 and 6013 together. 6013 is a great rod, but if you're welding heavier stuff and you want to get a deeper penetration, using the 6011 with the 6013 is going to make you're going to have it's really strong weld. You know what I mean? So and it means that you can use this little buzz box. Like, I don't think there's another rod that you're going to really be successful with this buzz box. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think there's another rod that I'm not sure, right? I might as well say that I'm not sure, but those two rods for me now are ideal to get the heavier stuff done with this welder, and so I'd be happy enough welding, like cutting in both sides, maybe the angle going at 8-10mm with this welder. Obviously not doing it in bulk, but if I was making up a set of gates or something, I would have no problem with this welder. And you can always go over the top like I showed there with 6013, using them in conjunction with one another. But I'll show what you can do with a 2mm or what's that, 5/64 rod and a 16th, which is a 1.6 rod, and you'll weld really thin stuff with that. I've done 0.8mm with it, which is really thin sheet, so I'll get all that stuff done and you'll see just how versatile this little buzz box is. Okay, bye now.